Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of We Are the World, and I'm your host, Mr. Right himself. Well, today's topic we would like to talk about having it all. Yes, and in the matter of having it all, I means we all literally have it all. And where do we have it? Within consciousness. Basically, we go through a state of infinite possibility where they are open for us to choose from anyone. We can enter a state by imagining that state, and we can occupy the state only by feeling that we are the thing in question and we have the thing wanted, or where we could observe a state and not occupy that state, where we'll just see it and say, well, that would be marvelous if I could have it, or if a friend of mine could have it, a relative or anyone could have it. But let me just take a trip to a few years back, quite a few years back. I came up from very, very, very humble beginnings where we were always in wants, very poor. Family struggled here and there, but I always had a desire of making it better. Seeing the situation that it was always in, I always had a desire, wanted to make it better. Many a times I would see, given the surroundings and the environment, I would see images of it being not possible, not realistic. And that's where many people give up on what they would try, and what inspiration comes to the mind. They would just say, well, it's all a fantasy. We see it every day on television. People getting rich by the hundreds, by the thousands, confessing in their testimony that they were from this area or that area, with single parent or no parent at all. So this comes right back to where, as I said, having it all, and we're having it in consciousness. Basically, I'm going to use an example by a poet, an English poet, goes by the name of William Blake. He's a poet and a painter, and also considered a philosopher. In one of his poems, he wrote, more is the cry of the fool, for less than all is not good enough. So, when you announce or declare that you want something, you actually, on the same breath, is implying that you don't have that thing that you want. And here is where it gets more esoteric, and here is where it gets more questionable for viewers, wondering where am I heading to with this, because you might be thinking where you are, or where you stand, or where you sit. You have to want something first in order to have it, which for beginners is true. But from the point of view where I am coming from, anything in question and anything desired must be considered as already yours. Anything you want it to be must be considered as already is for it to become. And we can take a line from scripture where it says, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So whatsoever you have in consciousness of yourself, or whatsoever you have in mind of yourself, whatsoever, however you picture yourself, that is exactly how you will be. So we will take one more reference from scripture. It says, let the weak man say, I am strong, and let the poor man say, I am rich. For consciousness and life and the way that reality works will embody itself around your most profound, your most predominant belief. And that's what it means when the word became flesh, and the Word was with God in the beginning, and the Word was God. You are that person spoken of in your world. You are the light of your world. And if you see things not going well for yourself, then definitely it ain't going well. But if you can change your concept or your point of view of things, it will change also